Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of This Is Your Life. No, I was kidding. This is Jonah Willams, offensive lineman for Cincinnati Bengals. He did a press conference today, and they talked about various topics. And mostly, the first question was about getting to know his new teammates. I mean, he's got three new ones. I mean, the offensive line is completely revamped. I mean, the only person that's going to be in the same spot is Jonah Williams, our left tackle. Our left guard up in the air, like I've said before in other videos. I hope it's Deontay Smith, but you got Karras, Kappa, and Lael, all three new guys, getting to know them and trying to work together with them. He talked about that. He talked about himself getting better. What message has Frank Pollock sent to the team, about being glass eaters, about being better for this team, about what he expects for them? And also, Jonah talked about, and I thought this was kind of interesting, of how the offensive line played last year during the season and rolling into the playoffs. So here's Jonah Williams.
About Alex, Ted, and Elsie.
It's been great to get to know them. I think they're all great guys, and just in workouts so far, I can tell they're all like strong, hard workers, and we've just been pushing each other. I think that's going to be a really good thing for us to have going into the season.
I know it's the NFL. You welcome change, you welcome new people. How hard is it to see some of the guys you got close to playing next to as that turnover happens? Is that kind of a hard part of this too?
Sure, but I think that we all kind of know it's a business, and the team wants to get the best product on the field as possible. So I think everyone's just gonna, approach this season as a competition, even against the new guys that came in. And I think that's gonna kind of lift all of us up, competing at every position.
Can you evaluate just how do you think you played last season, and what are the most important things to you as you kind of go back and grade yourself and how you do?
I think I played well. I think that I wasn't, causing a lot of problems from the left tackle spot. But I certainly know that I can improve, and that's my goal every day. This off season and coming in now and working all the way through training camp into the season. Just getting a little bit better every day.
What's the message been from Frank to you guys, if he's talked to you at length, about going into next season?
We haven't really got a chance to meet so much. It's going to start next week, but I think that it's, Frank's really tough about just drilling the fundamentals and getting all the techniques down. His whole thing is that he wants us to be able to not think when we're out there, to just react, and to do that with good technique and awareness. And so I think that the message is going to be the same this year.
I think it's the first time we've talked to an offensive lineman since the Super Bowl. How do you feel like you guys played, not just in that game, but towards the end of the postseason?
I mean, of course, we didn't play well enough. I think that's pretty obvious when you look at the stats and you look at the outcome of the game. So I think everyone in the locker room understands that, and we know that, we want to get to that stage again, and we want to perform a lot better the next time that we're there. So that's our goal. That's what we're working for.
All right, guys, couple points there. He talked about. He's talking about how this is a business, and Frank Pollock has said that in other videos of how this is a business, good or bad. They don't care if you're 5-star recruit, you're drafted in the second round, yada yada yada. And that's the same thing that Frank Pollock said, and I said this in other videos where I think that's a message to Jackson Carman, and I think Jonah Williams is reiterating that this is a business. We're here to do a job, we're here to put work in, and this is a serious thing. And that's kind of where I think that's a mentality that this offensive line is going to take. Glass eaters, lunch bucket guys. We're going to be in there in the trenches, digging in every single day. And that's where I think that Frank Pollock's influence has come to Jonah Williams and the offensive line. Now, my opinion, this is the first offseason that Jonah Williams, along with Jackpot Joey Burrow, don't have to rehab. So it's the first regular, normal offseason that they've had. Now, I think that Jonah Williams has a great shot at being a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro this year. Just because, based upon not being injured and it is going into his, I think it's, well, technically his 4th year. He didn't really play his rookie. He didn't play at all his rookie year. So really playing wise, it's his 3rd year. But I just think that, along with him not being injured and being more comfortable with the offensive line play and just being better at his job, and I also think the guys that he's going to have next to him on that offensive line is going to help him out. Now, you say, well, that doesn't make sense because the left guard, he doesn't know who it's going to be. But he's played with those guys before. Maybe not necessarily at the guard position. I know Quentin Spain was the left guard for most of the year last year, but he's practiced with those guys. And I know they've switched over there in practice and played with Jonah over there. So it's not going to be a completely new person that he has to work with next to him. So that's another thing I think. And the other thing I got out of this is what he said with Frank Pollock again, is doing the fundamentals. And Frank Pollock has said this in other interviews. He says, I don't know any other way to do it. Is you just do it over and over and over and over again. Do the fundamentals. It's boring. You got to grind it out. It's not fun, especially when it's hot in July and August, and those guys are over in the corner doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. But once you do that, it gets to the point where Jonah Willams says that Frank doesn't want them to think out there. And that's the point of doing it over and over and over again. You don't think, you just react. And that's where they all have to be reacting cohesively, going in the same direction more than any other part of the team at all. The offensive lineman has to be in sync and going in the same direction, pulling it on the rope the same way, because one guy messes up with, just look at the last play of the Super Bowl. Spain didn't get over where he needed to get over. Hopkins didn't get there. I mean, they didn't get there. And the last play of the Super Bowl, that cost Jackpot Joey Burrow and the Bengals the Super Bowl. I mean, it didn't cost them, but there's, if they could have gave more time, it could have been, oh my goodness, it could have been so different if they would have had a little more time. We've all seen that. So these are all encouraging things that I think. And one thing he did say too is that the goal is to get back to the Super Bowl, but not only to get back there, but to win it this time. And I think you're going to hear that more and more and more from more Bengals. I mean, Mike Hilton has said that. It all goes back to last year wasn't a fluke, and this is all in their minds. And I personally like that, because last year, the chip on the shoulder was, why not us? I've said this before. The chip on the shoulder this year is, last year wasn't a fluke. They are a legit team, legit Super Bowl contending team for years to come. Now, it all depends on the health of the team. Now, if we go and get injured like the Ratbirds did last year, then, who knows what's going to happen. But that is the point. I think they all have one goal, and that is not only to get to the Super Bowl, but to win it this year. And they all believe that they can do it. Last year, I think they thought they could do it. There was a chance they could do it. They didn't really believe it or expect it. That's a better way to put it. Expect it. This year, last year they didn't expect to do it. This year, they expect to win the AFC North. They expect to win the AFC Championship. They expect to go to the Super Bowl and win this year, because they've already done it. They didn't win, but they already won the AFC North. They won the AFC Championship. They went to the Super Bowl. The one thing they did not do was win the Super Bowl. And that's one thing they are expecting themselves to do this year. This isn't coming from the outside saying, oh, you guys, you should have won the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. Because everybody's saying that last year was a fluke, and most of the time you lose the Super Bowl, you don't even make the playoffs the next year. This team is built differently. I really, and I know people have said that in the past about their teams, but I really believe this team is built differently. Jackpot Joey Burrow is built differently. Uno is built differently. T. Higgins, Jonah Willams, all these guys. I've said this a million times on here. Zach Taylor and Duke Tillman have done a great job drafting captains and drafting high character guys on this team. They all are on the same mindset. It's a business. Our business is to go win the Super Bowl. They're all getting paid. They are. They're all getting paid, including Jesse Bates. He's getting paid. They got their money. Now they want to go get their ring. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. Stay tuned to the channel for more Bengals great content. I got one coming out to you. I got a video, which I tweeted it out, of they are breaking ground on the Bengals practice bubble. Oh, amazing. So, that one's coming at you next. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And other than that, that's just sports, baby. See ya!